Katie Meinhert, tell me the latest about Ally Energy.
Well, the latest is the company is celebrating 10 years.
Wow.
In December. I know. I feel like I have another child. I know you have 3 children. I guess I now have 2. One named Allie, the other one named Ally. Ally Energy.
And she is definitely not an introvert.
No. She kind of got mama's attributes, but now she's a sassy teenager. So
nice.
So the company's turning 10 in December, and really exciting. We're raising a seed capital round right now. We've raised a little bit of pre-seed money a couple years back. Lots of growth. I mean, excited about kind of shifting away from. We have a services model with a product. We have a job site, but we've been listening to the customers, listening to job seekers, and people want something different. So the power of AI is now here, and we're building that platform.
Nice. So for those that have never been introduced to Ally Energy, for somebody who might benefit from knowing what you guys do, can you just share with me like an overview of your value proposition and what your deliverable is to your customers?
Sure. Ally Energy is a workforce platform. At the end of the day, we see is work as something that you want to do, and that you love, and that you don't have to do. And so the AI agents that we're building in our marketplace help connect companies and talent to purpose. So we believe we're in a purpose economy. We think that was accelerated by the COVID pandemic. And I know we've talked about this before, but climate and energy is one of the most fascinating industries to be in, and it's a place where you can make a big difference. So we want to help companies find great talent, not just people that can do the job, but people who want to do the job. So it's about all that stuff below the waterline that you don't see, the motivation, the creativity, the resilience, the innovation, all those factors that you can't get from a LinkedIn profile. We're going to bring those to life through the new Ally AI platform.
I love that. As someone who I've followed you for more than the last 5 years, I feel like a lot of your mission has always been to have investors that are able to put their heart and mind in the same place, right? A lot of time, and I think things have really evolved in a lot of ways where if you're, as an example, I've used this example in the past where if you're against lung cancer and smoking, maybe don't invest in Philip Morris. I'm just using that as an example, but in your case, it sounds like what you're doing is you're taking this on to the workforce where people can say, this is what brings me joy, this is what I want my legacy to be. And they're able to reach out to you and be in the energy industry, but also doing what they love.
Nope, absolutely. Look, we only have a limited time. And I think there was a moment when I woke up and said, well, what is my real why? Well, my real why is my daughter. I want to leave a great place, a healthy planet for her to live on. But we're not going to get to solve big challenges around energy security and energy affordability and energy sustainability and climate without the people factor. And I think it's great that we're talking about the technologies and we're talking about the capital. Just recently, Juliana and I hosted Houston Energy and Climate Week, and 5,000 people converge on Houston to talk about these topics. And at the end of the day, what's going to happen is people are going to solve this. But we need to start matching people into jobs and companies where there's a fit. So, Warren, you would find this really interesting. 62% of people are disengaged in their work. 62%.
I'm not surprised because you see it all the time. Just people are on autopilot.
Oh, they're checked out.
Yeah.
They're checked out.
Or they were indoctrinated to take positions that they never really wanted in the first place, and they need a way to pivot into their happiness.
I love that. I might take, I'm sorry.
Okay, we're making taglines here.
We're going to make some taglines here, like pivot to happiness.
Yes.
Happiness and joy are what get us up every day. And, I'm looking at the market right now. There's so many great platforms that are out there that are trying to solve this challenge around recruiting. And they're looking at it from a knowledge management perspective. And that's a very valid problem to solve. But if you can't create a funnel, the right funnel of people to get into these companies, and as you know, recruiting is really expensive. So we aspire to lower that cost, right? And increase the value and the quality of the candidates that the companies are getting. And there's a little twist. So we call ourselves the eHarmony of work in the back of an Uber. So we want to incentivize you to refer the people you really know. I mean, how many people do you really know on LinkedIn?
Okay, so this is a good point. It's that whole method of the people who are truly talented are tapped on the shoulder.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And referred candidates stay longer at companies. So referral-based marketing, referral-based recruiting, who you know is your value. And so what we want to do is empower individuals who really know people, not just recruiters who are good at using LinkedIn, to connect people to those opportunities. So, I did the research a couple years ago. I said, LinkedIn, let's take a look at this. So I don't know about you, but I just got a happy birthday announcement from LinkedIn. For 20 years. It's been around 20 years. It said, congratulations.
It's like an anniversary.
Welcome. And it's funny because Mr. Mehnert and I met on eHarmony 24 years ago when it started. So when you think about LinkedIn is 22 years old, eHarmony is 24 years old, and these platforms have produced a few million jobs and connections. What can the power of AI do in 2 years?
I love this concept. I could see the value for anyone who's watching or anyone who knows someone wonderful that they know they just feel like there's a better place for them to be.
Absolutely.
This empowers both friends in your network, but it also empowers the candidate and it empowers the companies.
It does. And look, the research shows that we don't put ourselves out there. Now, guys are better at putting themselves out there than the women, but the resume is so cassette tape. I say cassette tape, but I'm sure you're...
Well, don't we all do this? Like the minute I know someone's looking for a job, especially like my nieces, my nephews, I'm always like, please send me your resume because you want to add sizzle. There's a whole lot of sizzle missing out in the world.
That's right. So our AI agents, instead of you providing a resume, it's going to learn not just the things that are publicly out there about what you can do, but it's going to help you put that sizzle, right? Help companies to see that undiscovered part of you and help you to discover you. I mean, think about it. Like when we were 15, that was a long time ago for me. A little bit short over time for you. I think you've got...
Well, no, I'm pretty far out there.
Young guy.
I don't know. I look like, I don't know. I'm almost Archie Bunker's age, and that's really scary. So...
But when we were teenagers, when we were our kids' age, right, we didn't have all this self-discovery. We didn't have all this knowledge, and it wasn't cool to know these things about ourselves. So what if you could create a digital twin of yourself and really understand what are the things that get you up every day to do great work? And so people are like, okay, this is a great concept. You could scale this across different industries. Absolutely. But we have customers right now who've said, I want this tool. Go build this tool.
Wow.
So it's exciting. We get a lot of partners that we're getting ready to announce. We want to make sure that we raise the right capital.
I love it. And I'm going to recap something. I have a couple more questions for you. So to recap, I want to tell you it's funny. I was just at a family event this last weekend, and there was a lot of young, and I shouldn't use the word young, but these are people in their 20s and 30s. I mean,
that's young.
And because they are family, they share, right? Like what their challenges are, what they're hoping for. And some who might be in jobs that they're going like, oh, I have like some stock options, but I'm living in such and such town and I'm not happy there. And I want to say, like, in today's marketplace, you can, like, this generation can shop their life. They can look around. And eHarmony is a perfect example, but it's just like that. You can look at what jobs are in Tampa, what is in Orlando, what is in Los Angeles, wherever your heart desires, you can virtually go there and explore what the opportunity is. So now my next question for you is this. In this place, I feel like there is so many differentiators about what you're sharing as far as what your deliverable will be. What do you think about your company and its culture is some differentiators to you that a leader that's watching this could say, oh, that's kind of an interesting idea, but just things that really allow executives to connect with their most important asset, which is their people?
Yeah. So I think the differentiator is getting back to why.
Why?
Why? I've had a few interesting moments since the last time I've seen you. Big aha moments. Unfortunately, the loss, right, of friends, the loss of colleagues, the loss, when you go through loss, it really has you reevaluate life.
I get that. Yeah.
And I think when you get to that magical moment in your life and your work, and you ask yourself, why? Why? And I got to do a shout out to my man, Joey Sanchez, because he's got,
Yes.
he's got his thing, and it's what is your why? And Cup of Joey. And I think when you get to that place where you have that cup and you're filling that cup up as high as possible and you're making every single moment count, think about the productivity level of the world. I mentioned the stat earlier, 62%. It's costing our economy $8 trillion.
Wow.
So,
Where? I'm just curious, as an example, just where is that money? Is it just from lost productivity?
It's from loss of productivity. And if you think about it, we have so many big problems to solve. We have healthcare issues. We have problems with our government. We have problems with education. We have challenges with climate. And so I've thought to myself, if there's a way to take what we've built, which is a platform that's based on diversity, and seeing yourself differently, right? And that doesn't just mean, male, female, right? It's what are all the dimensions, right, of diversity that we can bring into play here? And then on top of that, layer motivation, adaptation, resilience. These are skills that we have to have in order to progress into this kind of next era. So I'm super excited because while we have challenges, I think we have people out there that are really motivated to solve these, but you can't find this kind of stuff on LinkedIn. You can't find it on Google. We've got to build something that truly creates those connections and collisions to drive meaning and purpose in the workplace.
Love it.
The right people are going to know you and embrace you for what you bring to the table. But being a female entrepreneur solo has been very challenging. We just brought on a chief technology officer. I'm very excited to have Sunil Garg as a part of our team.
Congratulations.
So I've got a man.
Yeah.
I've got a male COO. I've got a male CFO. I do think it's harder for women. I think it's harder for women to raise, but I don't care about being liked. I care about changing the world.
You've been the centerpiece, the creator of the Grid Awards, which is, for those that don't know about it, check it out. Ally Energy, the Grid Awards, Katie Meinhert. For those that have never heard of it or know about it or really have experienced it, what do the Grid Awards do and what do they mean?
So the Grid Awards are about finding the difference makers in energy and climate. We want to celebrate the heroes out there that are doing great work, but maybe aren't getting the spotlight. I really like, my mom and I were talking about this the other day, I really like making the invisible visible. So that's what the Grid Awards aims to do, is to make those people shine and help tell their stories. And the best workplaces that are out there that are doing really great things, in addition to the climate startups that are out there doing great things. So that's what they're about. They're next week. So we're excited about showcasing folks, and we've got some CEOs that'll be there to talk about their stories in Grit.
Nice.
So it's a lot of fun, and it's a great way to bring camaraderie and build community.
I love it. And by the way, I know we've got to wrap this, but there is a question I've been wanting to ask.
Okay.
Your connectivity to oil and gas goes all the way really, this is something you saw your father in the business. You entered in from on the accounting side. Being that now a majority of your clients are these oil and gas organizations, what are some of the trends that you're seeing more this year and forecasting for next year, if there are some that come to mind?
Yeah. No, look, so the oil and gas industry isn't going anywhere. I do think that they are, I think that the oil and gas industry is right-sizing again. I'll just tell the companies, I think that you want to win in the long term, you've got to be focused on people. people are going to be extremely important in this next era around, optimization, around innovation, around the energy transition. It's the companies that seek to help really connect to people and build that trust and build that knowledge and build their workforces to be purpose-driven that are going to win. So I'm excited about seeing what the future will hold, but I do think that the message to companies is that their people matter and that they need to be focused on building that for the future.
Thank you so much, Katie. I love everything you're working on, and I will be watching. I am so excited for you. Katie Meinhert with Ally Energy. Thank you so much, Katie.
Thank you.
I'm so happy to see you again.
See you again.